Here we go, my friend. Glad to have everybody along tonight.
The referees tonight, Larry J. Craig, Chris Blinker, linesman Ryan Daisy, Corey Nagy. It is Game 6, Calder Cup Finals. Bob Kaiser high atop the ice with the play-by-play. My partner for 17 years, Larry Figursky, between the benches. We've had some great times together. This might be the best of them.
Here we go.
Puck is dropped or underway. Crunch looked like their parent team, Tampa Bay Lightning, with the white jersey, the blue, silver, and white trim, the blue pants and white socks. Griffins in the black jersey on home ice with the red, white, and silver trim, the red Wing pants and the black socks. Grand Rapids moving left to right here inside the Van Andel Arena. And already the chants have begun in the opening minute of play. Let's go Griffins, much like you hear at the Joe, the Let's Go Red Wing chant. Puck down in the Syracuse zone to my right. Here's Nosek when it turns and lets a shot go right on. And McKenna makes the save as Bertuzzi was cruising through the goal mouth looking to redirect that one. Couldn't get a stick on it. Now Dumas and Bertuzzi having an exchange. The linesman jumped in between the two of them.
No, that didn't take long. Actually, it started before the puck even dropped. Bert and the Michigan Wolverine, Kevin Lynch, were slapping sticks right off the face-off. Bert also laid a big hit in the corner there, and that last one up against Dotson, who's a big boy, and Tyler drawing the wrath already of the Syracuse Crunch, but obviously he has done that in Syracuse and done that long ago in this series. Face-off to the left of McKenna. Early in period number 1 of Game 6 on the night the Griffins have a chance to clinch a Calder Cup championship.
And the puck goes into the near corner off that draw. Crunch have it and move it ahead to Corey Conacher. What a player he has been for a number of years and leading the league right now in goal scoring in this postseason with 12. Now puck fired down behind the Syracuse net. McKenna comes off a real strong game, stopping a lot of rubber. Fired his way on Saturday, 36 of 37 shots in the 5-1 Crunch win to force this 6th game here in Grand Rapids. Puck now down in the far corner, Crunch zone. Renouf dropped it back. Here's a shot by Turgeon, blocked out in front and played by Ty McGinn to center. Hit by Matt Ford as he dumped that puck in. McElrath into the near corner, left it there. Crunch jam it free, back to the near point. Cuckoo trying to play it, can't. Griffin flipped it out to center. Tangradi had it go right by him. Now the Crunch lay it up the near side. Center ice picked up and shot in by Adam Ernie.
Yeah, Turgeon had a pretty good look there. 2Ks didn't get through, as you called, but it came off a nice pinch by Renouf.
Crunch had the puck, held in left point. Cuckoo letting a shot go, blocked. Tangradi trying to jam it up the boards, knocked away. He got it back though, flipped one ahead to Callahan. Ooh, and a feed into the middle as Callahan just got rocked by Jake Dotson, knocked the helmet free. The Griffins, meanwhile, have the puck and back in they go. Here's Street on right wing, trying to slither past. Brodeur is able to do so. Now Svechnikov jammed the puck. They poke away. Loose out in front, pulled free by Syracuse, and they'll lift it out to center. And now all the way down. It will not go far enough for icing as Nathan Page stepped heavily into Vermeen.
Yeah, full-scale changes here. What a play by Mitch Callahan. He knew he was going to pay the price to get that puck across and hopes he can feed it. A late man breaking through. Almost pulled it off, but he took the hit.
Now Brodeur got knocked down by Chris Colo as the Crunch this time send it all the way down. This will be an icing call with 17:28 to go in the opening period here.
The crowd gets a rise out of that one. The smallest guy at the Griffins roster takes out one of the biggest boys. There's a big discrepancy in size there. Chris Colo giving Brodeur a ride at the end boards behind the Syracuse net. Face off down to the right of Mike McKenna. He's been excellent at the Syracuse goal. Again, not only on ESPN 961 tonight, Sirius XM's NHL Network, AHL Live. Happy to have you guys watching there. And everybody in Grand Rapids who couldn't get a ticket here on WXSP tonight, taking the in-house feed in our radio broadcast. Glad to have you along tonight as well.
Griffins have the puck on the draw, left wing corner. Laredo unable to hold on to it. The Crunch move out. Right to left, Dumas. Look out down the middle. He's got a man on the right wing. They're working a shot at the goal post. Good chance there, but a goal post and a break for the Griffins. Here's Chris Colo back the other way, and a shot that deflected up out of play. And a face-off will again come up down in that Syracuse zone with 2:54 gone in period number 1.
Well, obviously off the post, they don't get credit as shot on goal, but a great chance for the Crunch there. That was short side, glove side on Jared Coro. He's been in times incredibly good in these playoffs. Obviously in Game 2, stole that overtime that the Griffins ended up winning from the Crunch to go up 2-0 in the series. And he's had a couple times where he has struggled. He's always bounced back strong, and they need him to be tonight. Jericho's got to be on his game tonight to beat this Crunch team. They're desperate. It's a really, really good hockey club.
Akarat with a shot off the draw, blocked by Time again. It goes out to center ice. Griffins, by the way, 3-0 in the playoffs following a loss. And that holds true to form during the regular season. Here's McGinn cutting in, drop pass Conacher, letting a shot go. That deflected far side. Griffins were 15-6-0-2 following a regulation defeat during the regular season, so including the playoffs, 18-6-0-2. That's a win percentage of .731 following a loss in regulation. Now here's Yanni Gord with the puck in the Grand Rapids zone, dropped it back to the line. Here's a feed across, that one handcuffing Matt Tayermina, and the Griffins now will lift it back the other way. Through enough chasing after it, puck tapped away by the Crunch, and Gord will pick it up at center, send it in behind the Griffin net, and now we get what?
I'm not sure.
Too many men on the ice.
6 men, yep.
Against Grand Rapids, I believe.
Yep.
Well,
can't have those self-inflicted wounds. Can't give really good teams opportunities that they don't deserve, and this is one of those now for Syracuse. From the Crunch perspective, these are the kind you cash in on, especially here now, facing elimination on the road. Much the exact same situation we had flipped the other way in Game 5 in Syracuse. Road teams facing a hostile crowd, loud environment, packed house. You get a power play opportunity and cash in here. It's exactly what the Crunch ordered, and the Griffins are giving them a freebie here on a too many men on the ice. Served by Marty Firth. 16-13 to play in the opening period of Game 6. Still scoreless here at Van Andel. In fact, just 2 shots on goal, both belonging to Grand Rapids, although Syracuse does have a post.
2 high-scoring teams, Larry, and both have struggled in the power play.
Yeah.
Syracuse just 4 out of 28. That's 85%. Griffins just 4 out of 27. Of course, over the last 16, all in Syracuse. Now the play underway. Loose along the near side. Nosek dumped his man. Puck will be held in. No, Tayermina works it down behind the net to Adam Ernie. Ernie feeds it across, and that one missing. The intended target, Matthew Pekka, goes all the way down the ice.
Yeah, a little bit too out far, and that's a break for the Griffins as they'll get it clear and take a little time off, down to 1:30 to go in the power play.
Ben Thomas now with the puck to Ernie on right wing, cutting in, dropped it off into the slot, chipped away by Turgeon, but not out. Held in by the Crunch. They'll get it back to the line now, where Thomas moves it into the near corner for Vermeen. Joel Vermeen back to the line to Thomas, passed it back down the boards for Vermeen, now to Thomas and across. Right side as Pekka works it in. Now in deep for Ernie, that is. Back to the line to Thomas, right back to Ernie, top of the right circle. The shot tipped right on. Good save by Coro, and Turgeon will pounce on that rebound and fire it down the ice with 50 seconds to go in the Crunch power play.
Yeah, big change of direction on the redirect out front. It jumped way from Coro's right to left side. Nice job to get a pad out and for a teammate to get the quick clear. They needed that. They need Jared to come up with a couple of big saves. There's the first of the night. They get another clear down to 35 now in the Syracuse power play.
Yeah, you were just talking about the importance for Coro psychologically.
Oh, yeah.
To get off to a good start, and boy, that's a big stop right there. Now puck is back in the Griffins' end again. Good play by Lashoff to move it quickly to Fornew. Even quicker with the turnaround backhand, lifting it all the way down, and 16 seconds to go in the Griffins' penalty. The bench minor for too many men.
Yeah, credit Matt Ford. He's in the right spot. Now we get an offside call against Syracuse, and that'll bring a stop to the play for a moment. But a nice play by Matt Ford, Case, as you know, to be in the right spot there for Lashoff. When he picks up that puck, he's got very little time to make a really quick decision with the body barreling in right on him. And he's got to know where Ford's supposed to be, and Ford's in the spot he is. And Ford, in fact, doesn't have much time either, but enough to take the pass and receive it because he's right where Lashoff expects him to be. A good clear, and you know that's resulted in 2 more now here, and no pressure since. And with 6 seconds to go, should take care of most of the Syracuse power play.
Cuckoo back to get the puck. Moves it up the middle, right to left. Out of the box is Firk. Look out, though. Cuckoo on left wing, letting a shot go, missing the net. And that penalty is over, so Grand Rapids denying the Crunch on that gift power play on the too many men. Now Syracuse with the puck in the Grand Rapids zone. They laid it back to the right point, nobody there. And it'll be Jake Dotson to go back and get it behind his own net.
Boy, looking around at Van Andel Arena tonight, there is not a spot to watch the game. Oh, my goodness.
And a lot of red.
Yeah, it's awesome. Here you got the rhythmic chants going now.
Here's Dotson to Dumas, hits center ice and dumped it in. That'll be gloved down by Coro. Hang on with Byron Freeze standing out on top of the crease.
Now 13:36 again. We won't go through them all night long, but a welcome ESPN 961, WXSP, Sirius XM, and of course AHL Live. It's Game 6 of the Calder Cup, live from downtown Grand Rapids. Back with more in a moment. Yeah, I got one here if you want it. Yeah, yep. Your partner here is like the only guy who never drinks water. I don't get it. Well, there's one down here. You need it. So.
Along with Larry Pogorski, Bob Kaiser again back live at Van Andel Arena. Steve Kearney handling the duties in our ESPN studios. Downtown Grand Rapids, the site of Game 6 of the Calder Cup Finals. A rematch of the 2013 Championship Series, won by Grand Rapids in 6 games. In fact, you got to go back to 13, the last time a final went 6 games. Well, Syracuse with the puck on the draw, dancing around inside the line. Ben Thomas gave it to Freeze. Look out, across right circle they go, and a shot, and that one right to the midsection of Coro. He'll hold on to it.
I'm pretty close to online with that shot down here between the benches, Case. Not perfectly, but enough to tell that was something Jared Coro had to fight through to find. Body's out in front, Pekka right on top of him there, and Jared able to get it in the breadbasket and hold on.
Griffins changing it up. They send out Nosek, Burke, and Bertuzzi. You guys, we talked about it with Coach Nelson, Larry, a number of guys on both sides, although not a whole lot of disclosure when it comes to injuries during the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the guys are banged up, there's no doubt, and you fully expect them to be at this stage. But again, the Griffins for the 11th straight game playing with the same lineup.
Yeah, that's amazing. Nelly was telling me too at 5 doing live TV, there was a couple of question marks, you know, based on guys who are banged up, but obviously they're playing and who they all want to, no matter what at this time.
Here's Burke now cutting into the circle. The shot blocked and the puck deflecting up out of play, actually. So
Marty's shaking a right hand, got chopped on there, I think. They need him to do that too. Shoot the puck and put it on net. His shot, if it doesn't go in, draws rebounds almost always because of its velocity. Now, we've had issues with Marty missing the net too, but he's got to go to the net like that, put the puck on net, get kind of a break goal, maybe get something to go. McKenna's been really, really good, coming off a good performance the other night.
Van Grady out now with Callahan and Street. This has been a line that has been real dominating at times. You can certainly use that tonight.
Yep.
Puck shot down the ice off the draw. They wave icing off. Hickett's chased by Bourneval. He took the puck away, walks right in front now, turning with it, took a shot, blocked it, went right back to him. Another shot, and that one
penalty
coming to the far side, and the Griffins are going to get penalized again. On the delayed call, the puck at the right point. Long shot deflected right in front and controlled by Hicketts. And Syracuse will have a second power play chance.
It's going to be a slashing call. Sorry,
7:26 in.
Slashing the call, indeed. Right out in front of the net. I think it's Hicketts who's going, or is it Lashoff? No, it is Joey.
Is there a reason why there was no icing called there, Larry?
You know, I don't know.
The puck was deflected, did not appear to be that way.
Yeah.
So the Crunch with a second power play opportunity here. Bit of a slow start, cautious start, if you will, for both teams, though the Crunch now with another power play, chance to open it up a little bit maybe.
Yep.
And they win that draw. Here's Taylor Mina. They were a little hesitant on that first power play. Got a feeling they'll Work that puck around a little more crisply and with some frequency. Take some shots. Here's Fraze with it in the drive. He ripped that one for the top of the circle wide. Now Conacher gobbled up the rebound. Corey Conacher, a pass across to Fraze. Off his stick to the boards it goes. He'll chase it down there. Give the puck now to Yanni Gord. He and Conacher have been deadly in these playoffs, and this series included. Here's Fraze now down behind the net. Time again, tipped it for Conacher, tried to drop it back, taken away, and lifted up over the head of Yanni Gord to center. Griffins changing it up. They got to be quick on it. It's a crunch. Step right back and across that Griffin line. Here's a pass to the right wing circle. A one-timer by Conacher. He didn't get any contact with it. Clearing attempt, though, by the Griffins. Knocked down. Held in by Gord. Right circle now. They'll drop it back. Here's a shot by Tayermina. Blocked. Picked up and cleared by Tomas Nosek.
Wow. What a play by Nosek. Went down, blocked the shot. The puck went off and still had enough velocity to go a few feet behind him. He reached back with his stick, pinned it on the ice, and then saucered it all the way down. Down to 48 in the power play.
And back in they go. They'll send it into Adam Ernie. Circles the Griffin net. Dropped it up near side. Vermeen got it back to the line to Thomas. Right circle they go with it. A shot, and that deflected wide. Chasing after it, Vermeen until that point turns and delivered it down behind the net. Adam Ernie will play it. Griffin zone to my left. Into the right wing circle now. Goes Peke, backs off, gave it to Ernie. Centering attempt blocked. It's loose in front. Oh, great save. Jared Coro point blank on Vermeen. He holds onto that puck though. 15 to go in the power play. There's a pass at handcuff. Thomas goes right back to Vermeen. Now across top of the right circle. The centering effort knocked away, cleared but not out. Thomas holding it in. 5 to go in the power play, and a shot deflected off of Matt Ford out of play. And with 4 seconds remaining in the power play, a face-off will stay in the Grand Rapids zone.
Yeah, one of the big keys of the night, as we pointed out, Jared Coro had to be good and back in form, and he has come up with 2 spectacular saves. Last one there got some great push, left to right off that left skate to slide across to the right side. I blocked on my vision from here. Case, did he get in the shoulder of the blocker? I couldn't tell.
Right, but right pad, I think.
Right pad. Sorry, or surprised he could get over that quickly with that body out in front of him as well. Great save there. He has saved 2 would-be Syracuse Crunch goals. 5-2, the shots favoring the Crunch now, plus a goal post, 4 seconds left in the second Grand Rapids power play, penalty kill, of the night.
And they drop it down in the Griffin zone, right side of Coro. Lays it among skates, goes to the boards. Dumas after it there in a tussle with Lashoff. Picked up the centering pass by Bourneval, knocked away. Griffin's penalty is over. Hickett's back on, a pass ahead to him. Intercepted by Machine. He'll lift it right back behind the Griffin net. Crunch go in and get it. Play around far side. Dotchin loses it. Dotchin caught on the play, but the Griffins needing a line change, so no threat there as Russo will rattle it back into that Syracuse zone with 10:07 to go. Scoreless opening period, or game 6 of the Calder Cup Finals inside Van Andel Arena.
Big hit by Sveshnikov in the corner.
Stepped into the rookie Cirelli. Now the puck taken away momentarily by Laredo. The Crunch maintained control, getting it back and wrapping it up the near side. It goes all the way down. This will be icing against Syracuse.
Great forecheck on that line there. Syracuse thought J.V. Joey Higgins could have got that, and it sure looked like he reached out. They wanted that off, or the icing waved off, but it was not. Brings the faceoff back 200, and a really good shift there. Laredo and Colo, Sveshnikov was making his way past me right now, and good on the forecheck, point defense. You do that for a whole game. That'll wear those boys out back there. Face off to the left of McKenna. 9:49 to play. Scoreless hockey game, game 6.
And Griffin's winning a draw. Hickett's holds it in right in front of backhand shot. Big save, and looking behind him was Mike McKenna. Now we got Brodeur and Callahan tangled up out in front of the Syracuse net. Boy, I think Sveshnikov had more time than he realized, Larry.
Or Tangradi. Yeah. Didn't know, and he did have, but he's got his back turned, so he just turned and fired it quickly. 9:42 to play. The first time out on the ice will take one as well.
Well, the Griffins, by the way, all-time in 8 series in which they have led 3 games to 1 are 8-0. They are 6-1 in series when leading 3 games to 2. For those of you that like past history, and as we have talked about throughout these Calder Cup finals, 3-1 leads in a final series certainly a tendency to wind up favoring that team in a 3-1 lead. 33-36 Calder Cup finals, where the team had the 3-1 lead, they would go on and win. Play right now at center. Scoreless hockey game. 9:24 remains in this opening period. Here's Slater Cuckoo with the puck. He'll lift it into that Grand Rapids zone to our left. Dan Renup to go get it. Wrapped it around the far side. Played by Tangradi, and the Griffins are away. Here's a pass on the right wing. Renup. Her street cutting in. Backhand shot. Toe save made by McKenna. They got it back to Hicketts with a drive, and that's tipped wide by Callahan. Now bouncing puck to the near circle. Street trying to come up with it. Can't, and Conacher instead will march back. Here's Conacher pulling up at the Griffin line. He'll backhand it behind the net, and Coro out of his goal to play the puck for Joe Hicketts.
Nice redirect there by Callie. Just got a little bit too much of it. Great saucer feet ahead by Tangradi to set the play coming in. And how about Danny Renup? Great reverse on the wall to start the whole play off.
Now puck inside that Griffin line, bouncing around. Kevin Lynch comes up with it. Down behind to Byron Fraze. It skipped over his stick. Right back in Page now to play the puck to Svechnikov up the right wing to Chris Colo. Off his stick, he hustles after it. He's got a man, Laredo, in front, but moving across, Ben Thomas makes a good defensive play. Now they chase after the puck in the far corner, Chris Colo and Kevin Lynch. Puck squirts free, played by Laredo, back to Lashoff, bounced right over his stick. He and Lynch in a race for the puck, and Lashoff gets there ahead of him and moves it across for Rousseau.
Nice outlet here, boys.
Now here comes Laredo on the right wing. Lets a shot go, and down goes McKenna to stop him. Laredo's got the puck to Chris Colo. Now down low, dancing through traffic. Svechnikov had the puck tapped away, and Syracuse will head out, led by Adam Ernie on right wing. Ernie poke check by Lashoff. Puck still picked up by Dumas. Heads into the right wing corner. Poke check there by Chris Colo. Now Dumas spinning, got the puck to Bornabal behind the net, right in front of shot, and that's blocked. Tapped to the far side. Laredo trying to get at it, knocked away, picked up by Chris Colo, who lifted it back to the line. Dotson knocked it down and held it in. Now plays the puck to Ernie, poked away from him, and Svechnikov will turn and lift it down the ice, and this is going to be icing. Boy, that's not what the Griffins needed, with some tired bodies that'll have to return to the playing surface.
Yeah. Gino just trying to make that clear because he was gassed, as was that whole line. Had a pretty good shift in the offensive zone before being tied up in the defensive end for quite a while, and they desperately needed a change. And Gino was just trying to get that out, and as soon as he put it in the air, everyone came running to the bench. They're holed up and going back out now, and linesman will come straight things out, send Tyler Bertuzzi back to the bench. Those of you on TV see Joey Hicketts out there. Tomasz Nosek going to take the face off. No, he's not. They're going to move him back off.
No, he's just taking his time out there, which every team does it, Lair, when you've got tired bodies, especially now. Every delay that you can get away with. And the Griffins get a little help with Ben Thomas for Syracuse having to go to the bench to get a new stick.
A lot of conversation going on between the Griffins bench and the referee right now. Some of it pleasant, some of it not so pleasant.
Crunch win the draw. They move it across. Thomas fires a shot blocked by Svechnikov. Tried to clear it, but his stick is broke.
Yeah, that's bad news because he's stuck out there now, too, with it.
And the puck down in the near corner. Crunch go in and get it. Here's Anthony Cirelli behind the goal, rubbed out by Hicketts. Hicketts taken down. Meanwhile, puck centered, left circle. Ben Thomas put it down to the corner where it's picked up by Russo and makes a good play to lift that puck out to center. That will allow the Griffins to get at least a partial change anyway. And now Russo's got the puck back. He'll move it across to Hicketts, and the Griffins will change the rest of their lines. As Cirelli tried to step into Hicketts, and he did, and got by far the worst of it. Meanwhile, here's Bertuzzi cutting in. Long shot sailing wide. Rebound right point held in. Hicketts a long shot, and that one tipped down behind the net. Now Bertuzzi in to get it. He gets taken down. Meanwhile, Burke got belted down the circle, and the fans wanted a call.
Yeah, so did the bench, Case. They were yelling interference.
Now here come the Crunch back in on right wing. Time again. Takes a look. Got it back to Taormino with a rising shot blocked out in front. Loose in the circle. Page can't come up with it. The Crunch do. In the far circle is Yanni Gorda. Centering pass blocked. Went right back to him. Another shot, and that's knocked away. And the puck will go out to center.
That good bounce there for the Griffins.
Down to 6 minutes remaining in a scoreless first period. Puck shot in. Renuff took machine down. Meanwhile, Coro loses the puck in front of an empty net. Gord scores! Man, just let the thing go. And the Crunch take advantage of a cough up behind the net by Jared Coro. And at 14:09 of the opening period, they take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, not a good puck handling goaltender, that's for sure. We saw a near situation like this back in game 2 and then in Syracuse. And Jared just held onto the puck too long, tried to go far side, went off a body, came right out in front and pinballed around, and Gord had it. And by the time he put it in well before Jared could get out back in front of the net and then dive across. And a gimme for the Crunch here. They have a 1-0 lead on the road in Game 6.
Off the ensuing draw, here's Cuckoo with the puck for Syracuse. He'll dump it in, go after it himself. They put it right in front, and Adam Ernie on the doorstep with a great chance. And Goro holds his ground. Now Griffins give it away at the line, turning with a shot that sailed wide. That by Vermeen, and now Renat will pick it up, move it to center, and Turgeon will lift it down behind the Crunch net. Here's Colin Campbell to go get it. Right in front, they poked it back wide of the goal. It's once again in behind the Syracuse net to our right. As Turgeon tying up with Cuckoo, Colin Campbell in trying to drag that puck out of skates and does. Dotson had it momentarily, but Campbell picks it up the forward, left point Lashoff. Now across to Russo, right back to Lashoff in the middle. Far side, Ford with a drive and a save. And the puck picked up by the Crunch, and back the other way they go as Ernie, belted by Matt Ford right at the line. And now Ernie took Ford down, he's going to get a penalty.
Yes, he is.
On the late call, here's Lashoff to center, dumping it in, and Grand Rapids will have their first power play chance.
Well, Matt Ford had him lined up pretty good, laid into him, and Ford went to give him a second little push. And then he stopped and put his hands up and gets the retaliation. Actually, he did give Ernie a little push, then put his hands up, kind of initiated, and Ernie gave him a cross check and got caught. Back with the Grand Rapids power play in a moment. 1-0 Crunch, Game 6, 4:43 to play in the first on ESPN 961 and WXSP TV.
Now that DT Energy power play for Grand Rapids, which struggled in Syracuse, as Larry mentioned, 0 for Syracuse, 0 for 16 in the middle 3 games of this series. After scoring in 4 their first 11 here at the Van Andel Arena in games 1 and 2, so now they get a chance to try and really get this crowd into it, get themselves going, Larry. It's kind of a lackluster first period here, down 1-0.
Yeah, I think both teams playing a little tight, you know, what's at stake here, obviously, and you didn't want a mistake to cost you a goal, and unfortunately, he did for the Griffins here. But this has been the strength of the team most of the season long. They've dropped second in the league now, in the third actually in the playoffs because of the drought in Syracuse. But this has been the bread and butter for them this year, not only at a high rate and a high percentage, but coming up with big goals at big times. They could use one here after a slow start.
Crunch win the draw and quickly fire it down the ice. Griffins overall in these playoffs, 21% efficiency, 18 of 85. Now here's Furt cruising in, a pass blocked, and the Crunch pick it up and lift it down the ice again. As back to get it is Matt Laredo. He'll drop it off in front of his own net to Ben Street. Left to right he goes. Street now on left wing to Laredo. Across that line, left circle he goes. Now down behind, tried to steer a pass in front, knocked away and cranked off the boards and down the ice once more. And Coro out of his goal to play it. He moves it for Street, rink wide for Laredo. 1:10 to go in the power play. Here's a pass broken up. Look out, Conacher with Burke chasing him. Conacher trying to step around him. He does. A backhand shot. He lifted that just wide. Puck in the right wing corners. Burke tying up Conacher, and in goes Matt Ford to pull the puck free, and he'll slow things down with 52 seconds remaining in the power play.
Well, it looked like Conacher had some room up over the glove to chip that past Jared Coro. Just went off the edge of his stick, as you said, Case, instead wide of the net.
Now here's Bertuzzi cutting in. He gets high stick, and a penalty coming up again against Syracuse. Made a move right at that Crunch blue line and got clipped as he was going through, and then down to the ice he went, slid all the way deep into that Crunch zone, and then the referees go over to take a look. It's going to be a 2-minute minor. Apparently no blood drawn, so Griffins are going to have a 2-man advantage, Larry, for 37 seconds.
It looked for a moment like the Griffins wanted to wave the referee over to talk about, but so that 37 seconds will begin off to the right side of McKenna. A huge face-off here. Eric Tangrady's in to take it. You win it, you got control. You got a half a minute to set it up. You lose it, you got to reboot, and it's down to 15 or 10. Big difference here. Big draw for Eric Tangrady to the right of McKenna.
Off the draw, the Crunch have got the puck again, and they'll dump it down the ice.
Well, here's the difference. We had 37 when it started. Now Griffins back into their own zone, already down to 28. If they can get it in here, still only going to have 15 seconds or 10 seconds to set up on the 5-on-3 where they got a lot of room.
And here's Tangradi in. Poke check. Puck shot down the ice again.
Wow.
Well, the bread and butter all year long has let this team down the last 3+ games. And now just 8 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3 as they send it in. Here's Chris Kola with the left point. Across to Tangradi. He'll walk top of the right circle. Now down low to Svechnikov, to Tangradi, to Svechnikov. One penalty over. Here's a shot right on. McKenna makes the save. The rebound centered, and it's picked up by the Crunch, and Yanni Gord will lift it down the ice with 1:09 to go in the Griffin power play.
Yeah, Svechnikov tried a little backhand flip out in front, but there was nobody there for Grand Rapids where he put it.
Now back to the line they go. Puck checked away by the Crunch once again. Rousseau will handle it. Now for Nosek. Across that line, wide left. Into the corner, wrapped it around the boards. Knocked down by Brodeur behind the goal. He fights off the check of Matt Ford and fires the puck down the ice with 40 seconds now remaining in the power play.
Yeah.
1:55 in the first period, 1-0 Crunch.
Yeah, getting a little cheering from the crowd here. Down to 35. They haven't been able to set it up once yet on the power play. And another errant pass.
Out behind the net. Street will go get it. Back to Nosek. Out of the corner to circle to Street. Back to Marty Firk. Now right back to Street. Top of the circle. His pass across, and that's intercepted and cleared the length of the ice.
Boy, crowd asking the Griffins to shoot the puck. They were trying to get Marty Firk set up to do so, but it's about over now. 9 seconds left in the Syracuse penalty. Great job by the Crunch PK.
Here's Firk trying to weave through traffic. Knocked away. Street will go get it though. Penalty is over. He gets tripped in another. Griffin power play coming up with 1:16 to go in the period.
Well, Griffins better do something with one of these because you know it's going to turn the other way here pretty shortly. And they'll get a good chunk of it here, about 60% of it or so on this end of the first period before finishing it off to open the second, barring anything else or a goal here. Shots 8-7 favoring the Crunch. 1-0 if you're joining us late. Syracuse on a goal on a giveaway by Jared Coro behind his own net. Tried to pass the puck to a teammate, hit a Crunch forechecker, and ended up in the back of the net on a rebound to Yanni Gord. Face out to McKenna's right here. Mitch Callahan in to take it for GR.
Crunch win the draw again, but a clearing attempt will be held in by Russo. Steers it in deep far corner is Svechnikov. Back to the line to Tyler Bertuzzi. And now we got a stop in play in the net. Knocked free behind Mike McKenna.
Eric Tangradi shaking his head like, come on.
Bertuzzi was working right into that middle. Griffins finally getting set to begin a power play after losing draws on the last 2 to begin power play chances. So see if Callahan can go in and get it done again here.
1:06 in the period, 1:50 in the Grand Rapids power play.
And Tangradi jumped into the circle too quick, so Callahan's going to get waved out.
Well, it seems like the draws have become a big issue here in the finals, haven't they?
Not just in this league, the NHL as well. Tangradi will go in. Syracuse zone to our right. Griffins have the puck and play it back to the line. Here's Bertuzzi now across to Russo with a minute remaining in the period. Now back to Bertuzzi in the middle. Fumbled it a bit, returns it. Recovers to play to Svechnikov to Tangradi in front. Shot, big save, McKenna.
Oh, another chop in the face.
And he stopped him on the rebound. Callahan got clipped in the face as the Crunch have the puck. Play goes on. Short-handed Dumas across the line and a quick wrist shot gloved down by Coro. He tried to dump it off. The puck got caught in his catching glove. And
well, Galley's right in front of me and he's cut on the play. He's cut on the play.
41.4 to go. Yeah, he's clearly been cut. Now Eric Tangradi letting the referee Chris Schlenker have it. Well, Griffin's a third straight power play here, so.
Yeah, the referee's telling Tango it was Tango's stick, and Eric just said, not a chance, not a chance. My stick was on the ice. And Mitch definitely got cut there, and he was thinking a penalty was coming. 35 seconds left in the period.
Griffins off that draw, weave up ice, led by Ben Street into the zone. Street around a couple of players, now tried to send it around the boards, fanned on it, and Syracuse dumped it down the ice again. 22 seconds left in the period, one last chance here. As Matt Ford hustling up the right wing, shot it in, blocked at the line, and again cleared by Syracuse. As Ferk back to play it, 9 seconds left. Lost it behind the net, goes back to get it. Well, you never know with him. He'll let it go from center and right on goal. Blocker save made, and that brings to a close a disappointing opening period. Not a whole heck of a lot to write home about in that first period. Griffins a sloppy play, surrendering the first and only goal of the hockey game, and not a whole lot of pressure on Mike McKenna offensively. Steve Kearney looking after the duties at our ESPN studios, flagship station for Griffins hockey during this postseason. We are back again live inside Van Andel Arena where the play is underway and the Griffins have the puck. Here's Ford, a quick score! 18 seconds into the second period and the Grand Rapids Griffins finally quick on the power play to end an over 18 drought. We're deadlocked at 1.
Boy, what a great play by Matt Ford, and K's down here at ice level. I am directly on line with between him and the goaltender. He made a great little hesitation off the turnover in the slot to allow the defender to go by him a bit. Feed came out in front, hit a skate, he picked it up, he let that defender and Marty Burke was out in front go by. Pardon me, it was Tomas Josek, and then he waited and picked the upper left-hand corner over the glove of the goaltender McKenna, who catches on the right side rather than the late, and the Griffins get just what the doctor ordered, an early goal, and we're tied back up at 1. Listen to Van Andel Arena.
So this time it's a mistake by the Crunch, Larry. They pass up the middle, it gets broken up, and boy, Matt Ford, you give him that much time from within that range, look out.
Yeah, and it was great that he took the time to wait for the lane to open, but it also gave the goaltender time to set for the shot. These guys are good, you usually can't beat them like that, and he put a perfectly placed shot in the Griffins back, even in the hockey game.
No doubt the Crunch are going to get tested now. You'd like to think maybe that wakes up the Griffins, who did not have a very good first period. Syracuse right now with the puck back into the Griffin zone. Long shot blocked and picked up and cleared by the Griffins' Dan Renat. We are 1 minute into period 1. What a start. The Griffins with that power play to carry over, and they cash in on it to tie it up, and now the Crunch busting back. Led by Yanni Gord across the line, dropped to Ben Thomas, right circle the shot, and down goes Coro to make the save and squeeze it. Now Conacher whacking at Robbie Russo out in front of the goal. The two of them, they're more jawing at one another than the physical confrontations there.
And Conacher with some words for Tyler Bertuzzi as he went by. Really, really important here from the Syracuse perspective to get the next goal in this hockey game. Don't let the Griffins get a bunch of momentum and get the crowd rocking into this. The Griffins on the other side of the coin obviously would love to build off that goal. See if you can get the snowball going your way the way it did for Syracuse back in Game 5 in New York. And each team has capitalized on the other's mistake, and that's why they perhaps played it so tentative in the first. You're fearful of doing that in the end, however, each did, or at least here early in the second, as we get an icing call now against Grand Rapids.
And a face-off will go right back into that Griffin zone.
Well, big goal here early in period number 2.
I just can't believe Ford had that much time, Larry. And
you know, everybody want you, like I said, just being online with him, I could not see that upper corner from where he was shooting that he could put it there with those bodies sliding across in front. He just did a little hesitation, but again, that allowed the goaltender to be set and go for him, and he still beat him in the upper corner. What a great shot.
University of Wisconsin Badger. He and Ben Street teammates there, partly why they are here in Grand Rapids playing together, reunited. Now here's an offside call against the Griffins with 1:29 gone in this second period. What a great leader he has been, but he's a 30 goal scorer, Larry. If you average it out, he had 27 last season in just 64 games.
Yeah.
25 in Oklahoma City back in 13-14, playing, of course, for Todd Nelson there. And that's another reason why Matt Ford is here. He wanted to rejoin his coach.
Yeah, character guy, too, to have on the locker. Faceoff came all the way back to the Grand Rapids zone.
delay or an intentional offside. It was Dumas right off that draw and a quick shot, and Coro reaching down with a glove to snare that and hold on to it.
You know, Jared's been good tonight in the net. Had the giveaway, unfortunately, out of the net trying to handle the puck. But first period, if you join us late, came up with 2 really good saves on would-be goals for the Crunch to keep the Griffins within 1, and now they have since tied that back up. Face off to Jared's left. Those of you on radio, right end of your radio dial. Welcome also to those of you across the country on Sirius XM's NHL network tonight. Also AHL Live here locally in Grand Rapids, WXST TV with the in-house feed. So glad to have you all along with us here tonight at Van Andel Arena.
Griffins clearing attempt off that draw, held in by Cuckoo. Now we got Lynch tangled up with Lashoff right in front of the net. The puck came free, wound up down in the near corner. Lynch was working over Lashoff down in that ice. Now Dumas after the puck along the end boards. He's tied up, and in goes Svechnikov to play the puck. He'll skate it out and move it ahead far side for Russo. He shoots it in. Here's Svechnikov to go get it. Oh, a centering pass. Goaltender was still scrambling back in. He knocked it down. It stayed out of the net, and now Dumas heads back the other way, lifted it down to the Griffins' end. As Hicketts ramped it up the near side, not out. Tayermina sent one right to the slot. It goes back down to that far corner where the Crunch have it. Here's a pass deflected away. Near corner they go. Page tied up on the play by Conacher, but he wrapped it around the boards. As he dropped it off to Chris Colo, was able to clear it out.
Full scale changes for the Griffins here with 17:23 now to play the second. Suddenly a 1-1 hockey game.
Puck is back in where Yanni Gord got belted by McElrath. In the Griffin zone to our right. Now time again, knocked the puck free. Renouf took it away. Feeds it up the boards to Matt Ford. He tried to chop it out of there, knocked the stick out of the hands of Machine. The puck, meanwhile, back inside the Syracuse line. Here's a stretch pass into the zone they go. Corey Conacher spinning. Feeds one across the ice. That one off the leg of the defender, Renouf. Winds up in the near corner. Crunch go in and get it there. Now Yanni Gord challenged by Renouf. Just delivered it behind the Griffin goal, and Colin Campbell will play it. Now Campbell feeds it off to the near side. Goes after it himself with the youngster Cirelli right on him. Griffins finally free up the puck and lift it down to the Syracuse zone with 3.5 minutes gone here in the second period. We're tied at 1 apiece. Now the Griffins steal the puck at center. Back in they go, but a Tangradi pass intended for Callahan. Intercepted. Crunch can't get it out, though. The puck deep in that Crunch zone. Right wing corner goes Callahan. He chipped it down behind the net. Tancredi trying to get a stick free, unable to do so. As the Crunch have the puck on the near side. Clearing attempt deflected away and picked up by Ben Thomas. They go 3-on-2 at the line. There's a pass across off the stick of Cirelli. He'll steer it down behind the Griffin net where it's played by Matthew Peck, who's been very impressive in this series. He wrapped it around the near side. Tayermina turning with it. Feeds it down the boards. Hicketts behind the goal. Put it up the far side, and Tangradi will lift it up into the air and back inside the Syracuse line. 1-1 tie. 15:35 to go. Second period. Now Cuckoo knocked down just inside the line. Meanwhile, Ben Street with the puck for Grand Rapids. Moves it ahead to Bertuzzi at center. He'll flip it in. Goes after it himself with Tayermina. Tayermina stepped away, and we're going to get a penalty to Grand Rapids here. Delayed call, or it's going to be a goaltender interference penalty.
And Marty Perk.
Now a collision down in the near corner in the Grand Rapids zone with Pekka down on the ice, or Byron Freeze it is. And the Crunch are going to wind up with a third power play, and boy, I don't know, did Burke really get a piece of him?
You know, I didn't see it, to be honest with you. It didn't look like he did. We'll see if we can see a replay in the building. Those of you watching on TV can see it here. Well, actually, this is the hit at the other end. It looked like Marty Firk went right out in front of the crease. Now, whether he got him, the stick got him or not, I really didn't see. But the goaltender McKenna went down. The call was quickly made. The Griffins will have to kill off another one. Syracuse with a power play chance here now with 15:13 to play in period number 2.
Well, Burke obviously not happy about it. Either way, whether he did or didn't, you can see if he did that he'd be not happy about it because he knows that it was a careless penalty, a needless penalty.
It's a second self-inflicted one here tonight. You had the 6 men on the ice earlier today. They're just the ones you're going to get some in the course of a game in the battles, but you can't give them these kind.
Here's Taormina off the draw. Got the puck back to Conacher. Ventures to the middle. Now give and go. They work it far side. A shot right on by Fraze. And a save and a good one by Coro. He holds on to it. Just 10 seconds gone. And the Syracuse power play their third chance.
Good movement there by the Crunch, bringing it around near side to far side on your radio dial. Right end and off wing. Fraze, the right-handed shot on the off wing, let that go. He's got 6 goals, 13 points so far in the penalty or in the playoffs. Jared just got a good push off. Big body came out, attack. What we used to say with Jimmy Howard, large and in charge, and at 6'6", he's large and in charge. Came out, took away, just not much to shoot at.
Nosek on the draw, won this one. Deflected down to the corner. Last shot trying to get it to Page. That's knocked away. Puck chopped back to the line by the Crunch. Griffins zone to our right. Here's Conacher, a drive, blocked by Page. They get it right back though.
We'll hit him in the hand. He's hurt.
Here's a long shot from the line by Taormina over the top of the net. Page chasing after it in the near corner. Had a stick lifted. Griffins though deflect the pass away, and it goes out to center.
Pacher's trying to get off the ice. That stung his left hand, I believe it was.
Now back in they go. Here's McGinn cruising in to Conacher across. Into the circle to Freeze. His pass back to the line, broken up. They maintain control though. And Conacher spins along the right side. Side of the goal to McGinn. Wanders in behind the net, banked it off the boards. Far point. Minute 5 still remains in the Syracuse power play. Now McGinn centering pass. Deflected away. Loose to the near side. Ford trying to get at it. Unable to do so. Crunch took it away. Griffins get it back. And a pass blocked. Goes right to Nathan Page. And he'll dump it the length of the ice with 50 seconds to go in the Crunch power play.
Well, Pacher hesitated. Now he gets there. Get that hand looked at. He blocked that shot, and it stung at the time. Doesn't seem to be too bothered. Sitting a couple feet from me now, but he is taking a look at it.
All right, back in they go. Right side, Pekka. Behind the net to Adam Ernie. Had Vermeen cruising in. Held on to the puck instead. Now gives it to Vermeen. Back to the line to Thomas. Backhands one to Vermeen. Top of the left circle. Chased by Campbell. They drop it back into the slot. Thomas with a drive, and he ripped that one wide. Great chance there. The Crunch maintain control again. Here's Thomas across to Pekka cruising in. A feed into the slot area, knocked away, but goes right to Thomas. He fakes the shot to Pekka with a shot, and getting a piece of that was Renouf. 4 seconds to go in the power play. They get it back to the line. That's got to be a penalty. They don't call it. Oh, the Crunch get away with too many men. As heading off was Pekka. He'd broken his stick. The guy came on and replaced him. That puck clearly hit Pekka as he was jumping off the ice. Penalty is over, obviously. The play goes on. The Crunch have got the puck behind the Griffin net. Here's Ernie along the near side, rubbed out by Turgeon. And Renouf will bank it off the glass, and it goes out to center ice. So the Crunch 0 for 3 in the power play, and the game remains tied at 1. Now back in they go, and a pass goes into that far corner where the Crunch will go get it. Here's Bourneval. Back to the line, a shot deflected high. Machine held it in. And the puck is down in the far corner. Nobody's going to play it. The Crunch gloved it ahead. They're going to keep the face-off in the Grand Rapids zone.
They are indeed. 12:29 to play the second brand new hockey game. Griffins and Crunch tied at 1. Grand Rapids 1. Win away from the Calder Cup. This is the Back Griffins playoff hockey on ESPN 961.
Kazer and Larry Pogorski again returning you live to Van Andel Arena. The only hockey being played for all intents and purposes right now, Larry, is we mentioned earlier, the NHL, the ECHL, Memorial Cup, all finished. All the pro leagues are done. This is it.
Well, it has been a great series to feature the American Hockey League. All great close games other than Game 5 and Syracuse win there. Although, as we pointed out, Griffins outshot them 8-12. Outchanced them, I think, 8-5 in the opening period. So, but other than that, it's just been a great series. 2 really good teams, quick teams, great movement, good pace, lots of intensity, good physical play. Been a really, really good Calder Cup final thus far.
Play underway. Griffins off the draw, gave the puck away in their own end. Crunch setting it up back at the line. Taormina, long shot deflected wide. Svechnikov jamming it up the boards. Broken up, held in by Syracuse. They've had a good response to that Griffins goal. Now look out, in front they score. The initial shot stopped by Coro, and pouncing on the puck, Taormina pops it in, and Syracuse is back on top at 2-1.
Rebound went off Jared Coro's chest. Kevin Lynch, was the former Michigan Wolverine, or former Michigan Wolverine star, was sitting there on the doorstep, got taken out by the defenseman, and that allowed the puck, which popped out into the slot straight ahead. And Teormina coming down the middle, and Matt picked that one off the iron, right side and into the net. And the Crunch have grabbed a 2-1 lead here, 12:09 to play in period number 2.
Griffins have done a pretty good job on Teormina. In fact, that's his first goal of this series. He had scored 4 during the Eastern Conference version of their playoffs on their way to the Calder Cup Finals. Teormina in all has amassed 18, now 19 points in these playoffs. Now look out, Crunch have got the puck again. McGinn from a sharp angle, letting a shot go wide. Now they have it right back in front. A chance by Conacher and a big save by Coro. Boy, I'll tell you, talk about us. I started to mention before the Griffins turned that puck over, Larry, that Syracuse has had a really good response to that Matt Ford goal 18 seconds into this period. Griffins since then have had only 1 shot on net in the last 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, territorially they've been taking it to us a little bit, and then on that play particular right there, Mitch Callahan got hit, his helmet came off, and under rule he has to head to the bench, so it amounted to be a 5-on-4. I mean, just for the time it took him to get to the bench, but on the long change here in period number 2, it took just enough for him to get off the ice, a replacement to get on the ice, and allowed Crunch to set up 5-on-4, move the puck a little easier, and they get a good chance off that too, and another big save by Jared Toro.
Crunch winning the draw. Send it down behind the net. Nathan Peach, chased by Adam Ernie, will send it up the glass into center, where it's picked up by Bertuzzi. Stepped away from Dotson with a good pass across to Hinkins, who fires right on. And a good save by McKenna, who came well out of his net. Now Bertuzzi got it back top of the circle to Ferk. He dropped it behind him to Peach. Now back to Ferk. He'll tee it up and let it go, and that's stopped by.
He didn't know where it was.
He still has no idea where it is, but the referees have lost sight of it, and they'll blow the play down. And Mike McKenna makes a big stop on Ferk. Has to try and find the puck now in amongst his equipment.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it actually went, so he's looking inside like, well, it fell down in the pants on the left side. So he's out squared to Ferk. Marty lets it go, and from a shooter's perspective, catches him up in the upper left. Well, we'll be looking for the upper left corner. It's the right shoulder of McGinn, and it went down off his right shoulder and into the left side of his pants between his jersey. But the power on the Marty Ferk shot, we looked for rebounds, and that was one coming off there. And another nice play by Mike McKenna, who has had an excellent playoff run, this veteran goaltender for this Syracuse Crunch team.
Not to be disgusting, Larry, and provide some gruesome color analysis, but as hard as Ferk shoots it, that thing might have been lodged next to his right lung.
Yeah.
And he can fire that thing.
He can. Look, guys, take some guts to stand in front of that, but they needed Marty Ferk's shot to go in here tonight. The shot creates a lot of other opportunities for him.
Nosek, Bertuzzi, Ferk remain on as McKenna dealing with some equipment adjustment after stopping that blast by Ferk. They drop the puck, ensuing draw. It goes right between the 2-point men to center, where McElrath's back to get it. Now plays it to Marty Ferk, who dropped the puck to Dan Renouf. Now Renouf up the near side, tied up by Conacher. Ben Thomas has the puck for Syracuse. Now dropped it back along the far defense to Brodeur, on to Yanni Gord off his stick. McElrath to go get it deep in his own end, feeds it far side for Bertuzzi. He'll rattle it around the near boards and out to center. Crunch pick it up, right back in they go. McGinn launching one in wide. Left point held in. Brodeur feeds it down low to Conacher. Behind the net to McGinn. Bounced over a stick, but in goes Yanni Gord. We're going to get a penalty here. The Griffins, Dylan McElrath is going to go.
Going to be a boarding call. No, they're going to call it a cross check, but he took his man pretty tough right into the wall, face first, behind the Griffins goal, and it was McGinn who got stapled.
9:26, cross-checking the call on Dylan McElrath, and Syracuse with an opportunity here to open up a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, big moment for the Griffins PK unit here.
Boy, almost perplexing, Larry, the lack of opportunities the Griffins have generated to this point.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of this, what they're going to do on the PK, running around in their own end. The Crunch been dictating the play here since the Griffins' goal early on the power play. Griffins doing a lot of reacting now instead of dictating the pace. They're just reacting to everything Syracuse is doing and doing a lot of chasing in their own end. Now they're going to have to 5-on-4 with a penalty to Dylan McElrath.
Lashoff, after a face-off win, ripped it up the boards, held in, but Turgeon winds up with it, scooped it past Ben Thomas. Now Turgeon with Thomas down inside of his own line, picked it up and jammed it into the far corner. He'll go hustling in after it there, but Adam Ernie will step away from him and lead the Crunch power play the other way, left to right across the line. Here's Thomas down the slot. He wristed a shot wide. Joel Vermeen, after the puck bouncing around in the corner, he'll flip it around though as he settled it down. Near side they go. Puck jammed loose by Turgeon, back in among several pairs of skates. The Crunch go get it, play it across. Here's a shot by Vermeen, deflecting over the crossbar.
Not by much.
Now behind the net, Adam Ernie plays it for Syracuse. 1:10 left in the power play. Now across, Matthew Pekka, right wing faceoff dot. Pass Black goes right back to him again. Now down low to Ernie, back to Pekka, skipped by him. He'll hustle to hold it in and does. Now wanders back into the circle with a shot blocked by a sliding Nathan Page. Now Turgeon trying to get at that puck, got held up. Here's Thomas, and we're going to get a stop and play. And
Nets off.
Nets off behind Jared Coro this time with 50 seconds remaining in the Syracuse power play.
That's just all the battles going around with the forwards trying to get to the net. The defenseman tried to keep him out and got popped off on the far side peg, the right peg, and they're going to put that in now. And keep the face off to the left of Jared Coro. Down to 50 seconds now to go, and the penalty to Dylan McElrath. Cross-checking just a moment ago. Been all Crunch here of late here in period number 2. If the Griffins got an early goal to tie it at 1, Syracuse has since added another. 2-1 Syracuse, Game 6, Calder Cup Finals.
Byron Freeze, Tomas Nosek on the draw. Nosek tried to swat it off the draw out of there, but it was knocked down. The Crunch have it, a long shot from the line. Stopped by Coro with time again, hovering right over top of him, and he's able to cover that puck up.
Yeah, and it was quick reflex to grab it too, because as you said, McGinn was right on top of him, hit him in the chest, bounced right out in front of him, and Jared reached down very quickly. As McGinn, who was facing the shooter, now spun 180, looking for the puck and to bang it into the net. Face off now to Jared's right, down to 44 to go, and the penalty to Dylan McElrath.
And the Crunch win another draw. Here's Tayermina.
Over and over.
Feeds it far side to Conacher. Down the boards he goes. Griffin zone to our right. Now behind the net to McGinn. Takes a look, feeds it right point to Freeze. He fumbled it, recovers. He's got a man Ford right on him, though. Great job by Matt Ford. Now they're going to say that puck came outside the line. Certainly looked as though it did. And offside call against Syracuse with 26 seconds remaining in their power play.
Boy, it was pretty close, but a great effort originally by Matt Ford there, battling on the wall to try to get it out. Finally got it to hop up in the air. Looked like maybe the Crunch had kept it in, but apparently just came over the line. So they'll bring the face-off out over the Grand Rapids blue line now. Down to 26 seconds to go in the Syracuse power play. 2-1 Crunch. 8:59 to play in period number 2 of Game 6.
Byron Freeze over from the Toronto Maple Leafs to the deadline deal trade. Big goal scorer. Now puck is dumped in. Here's Russo with it. He rifles it up the near side past Freeze. And down the ice with 10 seconds remaining in the Crunch power play.
They'll allow the Griffins to get 3-man changed.
Look out though, here comes Gord. He cuts him with a shot from that left wing circle and snapped it wide. Now McGinn with a rebound, wandering in, spins right corner, McElrath. Jumping out of the box, there's a feed in front. That one off the skate of Tangradi, held in. Here's a shot, deflecting out in front off to the near side. And Ben Street will go get it. Angled away from Conacher, and the Griffins have got the puck, having killed off a 4th Syracuse power play.
Well, now it's about time Grand Rapids.
Now the Griffins steal the puck and score! Vince Callahan, and another giveaway, this time by the Syracuse goaltender. And Grand Rapids has tied up the game on a gift with 8:10 to go in the second period.
A little karma in the world here, and Cali finishes it off with Ben Street, the guy who's in on the forecheck on the turnover, popped right out in front of the net. Callahan, right-handed shot, moving from the right to the left side, just pushed it back over the drawn-out blocker of McKenna, and the Griffins have tied it back up at 2 on another giveaway.
Boy, that was
an inch
or two away from going over the crossbar.
It was, Case, and let me also add, that's Eric Tangradi who forced the goaltender. So it's big Eric Tangradi who gets in and forces the goaltender to move the puck quicker than he wanted to. It didn't go where he wanted it to. Ben Street gets it out front. Tally finishes it off. We're tied back up at 2.
Now the Crunch back in. Here's Dumas. Let's circle with a shot. Stopped by Coro.
Griffins really need to establish something now.
Crunch, though, have the puck at the line. Here's Kuku and across for the one-timer. That one deflected. Down behind the net. In there goes Borneval to come up with it. He turns, centering attempt deflected back behind the goal. Crunch have it again. Here's Dumas. Now back to the line. A shot, and they ripped that just wide. Borneval jams it off the back of the net. He gets labeled along the end boards. Gets right back up, tries to play the puck. Callahan took it away, but can't get it out. Now Callahan another chance, and this time he'll lift it high and down the ice, and it will go far enough for icing. Goodness.
Well,
barely, and that thing almost went on net, which would have nullified an icing call.
They'll job by the linesman now to see if they can get everybody back out who was, and watching who came off the ice and see if they can get them all back on. It's going to be an interesting job for them to do. The referee's coming over, and he's looking for one more. I think they sent Lashoff instead of Renouf there, but Syracuse having a great period. Boy, they just keep coming back, and they're just dictating the play. Crunch really setting the tone here in period number 2, but the Griffins with 2 of the 3 goals. Face off to the right of Jared Coro, and it's been down there most of this period.
And the Crunch win the draw. They'll sweep it in behind the net. It winds up in the near corner. McElrath chasing. Along with Sorelli, as a number of players converge now and join in. Pekka winds up with a puck. Stepped away from traffic. Banned on a pass, though. Griffins jam it ahead. Tangradi tied up. Puck deflected away and picked up by Callahan, who rattled it up the far side. And Street will finally get it out. Tangradi gets off. One-man change. Callahan goes as well. Now look out, falling down Lashoff. Here's a pass in front that's knocked away. Down in that Griffin zone, they chop it to the near corner, moving in from the point to Yermina. Scooped it in. Italy played by McElrath, wrapped it up the boards, knocked away. Griffins almost had a 2-on-1 there. And now the puck back along the Syracuse line as the Griffins finally get that line change. Now the Crunch give it away at center. Here's Laredo back in, left circle. Oh, and a crunch for Svechnikov on the one-timer, but he banned on it. As the Crunch attempt now to go back the other way, but a pass missed Yanni Gord. It's deep in the Griffins' end, though, and played by Nathan Page. Now for Hicketts. Around to the far side for Svechnikov, who chipped it high. And down the ice, another icing call against Grand Rapids here with 5:57 to go in the second period of a 2-2 hockey game.
Yeah, the Griffins have scored a goal, but they've been able to get nothing established in the Syracuse zone at all. Crunch have just really been all over the Griffins here in period number 2. Shot 16-14 right now favoring Syracuse, 2-2 to score.
Crunch, of course, again for the 4th straight game without Eric Condra.
That's a big loss for them. He's a really, really good player.
A lot of NHL games. Michigan native, of course, Eric Condra. Out of Notre Dame.
One of 3 Michigan natives on this Syracuse team.
Now puck is at center where the Crunch have it a feet ahead. Adam Ernie off the skated went. Deep in that Griffin's end, and once again Grand Rapids pressured.
Wow.
As they battle down in the corner. Marty Firkin there poking at it. Down behind the net it goes. Adam Ernie tied up on the play. The puck carried off to the near side, and again the Crunch get to that puck first.
Well, they've been great on the forecheck here, jumping on every loose puck of the Crunch.
Here's Peach now with a puck and a pass. Firk can't handle it. Held in again. Crunch work it down to the circle. Side of the net. Now they get it back to the high slot and a drive, and that one by Vermeen sailed wide. Now they play it up the near side. Held in by Dotson and a pass across, and Firk will intercept that and give the puck to Laredo, who hits center and scoops it in. Under 5 minutes remain in period number 2. It's a 2-2 tie. Griffins, though, on their heels right now and have been a good chunk of this period. And now an errant pass by Syracuse, and why is that waved
I don't
off?
know. You can hear the 11,000 referees in the seats tonight don't like that either.
Now Griffins have the puck, and Bertuzzi at center will dump it in. Crunch back to get it. Near corner, good play by Colin Campbell to rub his man out. Puck loose in the circle. Bertuzzi trying to get it out to the line. Knocked down. They do make it now to Flash off, right point to Russo, and a feed across to the near circle to Nosek, skipped by him. Hits in behind the net where Campbell and Nosek are in. Jammed it free for Lashoff, and a shot deflected right in front, loose there. Nosek took a shot blocked. Rebound swept away
Penalty
by
coming.
the Crunch, and a penalty coming up to Syracuse here. A hooking call. And Grand Rapids with a bit of a thrust. And the end result, a minor penalty to Syracuse, and the Griffins will go to work with a fourth power play.
Yeah, first pressure they've had in a long, long time, and it results in an upcoming power play. Back with that in a moment. 4:05 to play, 2-2, Crunch and Griffins, Game 6 of the Calder Cup Finals on WXST, ESPN 961, and the AHL Live.
Well, Griffins capitalized on their last power play to end an 0-for-18 drought. And now a second chance here in this period, and a fourth opportunity for the game as we return you to a very lively Van Andel Arena. Bob Kaiser and Larry Pogorski with the call.
Well, maybe this can help get a little momentum going, because Griffins have not had much of it here in period number 2. Play been dominated by the Crunch. We'll see if the league's all season long #1 ranked power play can get something going here, but they're struggling with the draws tonight.
That puck though came right out in front, and Laredo spinning, trying to get a backhand shot off, and rolled away from him. And Syracuse with it. They'll ramp it up the near side and down.
Well, they had a hard time on the previous couple of power plays getting the puck, even getting anything set up. Whether they drive it in and take it out or get over the line and put it in, they've got to find a way to spread out the Syracuse PK here.
Veteran Michael Borneval with that minor penalty for hooking puck down in that Syracuse zone. Number of players overskated. And the Crunch come away with it now. Look out, Duma. This is a team that likes to score short-handed goals. Everybody does, but they're good at it.
Yeah, they got some wheels out there.
They had 14 in the regular season, 5 more to lead the way here in the playoffs. Here's Laredo with that puck, scooping it in, goes after it himself, trying to drop it back, block, does maintain control. Now to Street, they set it up in the Crunch zone to our left. Here's Ferk to Street, left circle Laredo. He cuts him with a shot, saving the rebound in front of an empty net, and nobody there for Grand Rapids to pick it up, and Syracuse will launch it all the way down.
Good chance there by Laredo. Had bodies out in front, scooted off to the left of the goaltender, but just rolled and was cleared with now 46 seconds to go on the power play. At least the Griffins get a little possession and a good chance. Crowd's revving it up now, too.
2:44 remains, second period, 2-2 tie, Game 6 Calder Cup Finals. Griffins a chance to win their second title here tonight. Now the puck in the Griffins' end. Ben Thomas knocked down. They keep that puck alive, and seconds ticking off that power play. Callahan trying to pull the puck out of a myriad of skates across the way.
Great job by Ben Thomas. Yeah.
What a job by Thomas in there. As the play still along the boards, and the Crunch Brodeur's got it, and he shoots it all the way down.
They held that there for a long time. That was Ben Thomas, 1-on-2 at times. Just had it underneath his knee, underneath his skate, pinned it there.
Here's Russo racing back as the power play is over. Look out, Borneval out of the box. Numbers for the Crunch. Right circle, a shot, the save and the rebound. Blocked by Nathan Paige is down hurt, but now Tejermina's got the puck in front of shot. That's knocked away. Another attempt, and they score. And Syracuse has the lead again, and boy, Tyler Bertuzzi is fuming mad at referee Chris Schlenker.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was upset about, but it was Yanni Gord who finished it off, I believe, and a couple of great chances. Nathan Paige, as you said, tried to pull the puck underneath him, but couldn't hold it with the glove. The bench Syracuse side was screaming, and they get 2 shots off at the rebound. The last one kicked off to Yanni Gord.
Trying to see why.
I am too on the replay and just don't see what it is.
Well, Yanni Gord has another goal, his 9th of the playoffs, and his 10th point in 5+ games against Grand Rapids.
Well, Griffins need to get something going here.
Here's Chris Colo now with a puck into the zone. A pass off the stick of Campbell. He'll go get it. Played to Chris Colo. Back to the right point to McElrath. Now across to Dan Renault, and a shot caught by the netminder McKenna. He'll hold on for the whistle with 1 minute and 32 seconds to go in this second period, and the Crunch have their 3rd lead of the hockey game.
Yeah, 18-17. The shot's still close, but the Crunch have done a great job of dominating this period. Back with more in a moment as they take a timeout on the ice. 3-2 Syracuse. This is Levac Griffins playoff hockey on ESPN 961, WXSP, and Sirius XM.
Well, the Griffins in this hockey game tonight is returning alive to Van Ende. Just have not been able to establish any momentum, Larry, off these goals, and usually have come back down 1-0, tied it early in the second. The Crunch took over from there and went back on top. Callahan then tied it off a turnover by the Crunch, and Syracuse once again takes over from there and eventually killing off a Griffin power play, and shortly thereafter Yanni Gord's got his second of the game and a 3-2 Syracuse advantage.
Yeah, another draw win for Syracuse here.
Down behind, Campbell took it away right in front to Chris Colo with a shot that went over the crossbar. It's into the far corner. Chris Colo took it away from Borneval. Great play there. He weaves off to the side of the goal. Pass right in front. There's a shot by Renuflock. Rebound, backhand shot by Turgeon. That just missed the net. Now McElrath turned it in for Chris Colo behind the goal to Campbell, in a centering pass broken up. It winds up down in the near corner where Colin Campbell will pick it up. Try to get it back to the line. They're not taken away and cleared with a minute remaining in the second period.
Best shift they've had so far in this period. One of them.
Might have been the best. As McElrath now with the puck back in his own end. Plays the puck to Renuff, right back to McElrath, and a pass, and miscommunication there. Nobody made a move towards the pass, and the icing called against Grand Rapids with 41 seconds to go in the period.
Well, you talked about Griffins answering back with a goal, but really from that second Syracuse goal all the way through till that last shift for the Griffins, despite the Grand Rapids goal to at one point tie it at 2, it was been all Syracuse here in this period. Crunch doing a great job of putting pressure on in the Grand Rapids zone. Good shift there for GR, 41.1 to go. Now back in the Grand Rapids end to the right of Jared Coro.
Griffins have it, dumped it up the boards, but not out. And they battle just inside the Grand Rapids line. Colin Campbell trying to poke it free, and again the Crunch have it pinned, and they come away with it now, working it back in. Here's a long shot by Gord, easy glove save for Coro, and he'll hold on to it with 20.6 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, great job there by the Crunch again along the wall, killing off some clock. They would love to go to the third with this one goal lead. And the pressure in this series, coming back here to GR, certainly on Syracuse early in Game 6. If they can force a Game 7, obviously it turns right back onto Grand Rapids. And the longer this goes here tonight with Syracuse leading or tied, the pressure begins to shift more and more to GR. And he gives Syracuse a little life with a Game 7 here. A long way to go. Still 20.6 seconds over here in period number 2. Face off to the left of Jared Coro.
Soft control by the Griffins on the move. Tangradi dumping it in. Callahan after down in the near corner. Back behind the goal to Tangradi. Spins free. Now turning with a pass. That one off the outside of the net. 5 seconds to go in the period. The puck played by the Crunch. They'll hold on to it, and that's going to do it for the second period. So Syracuse, as they did at the end of one, will skate off with a 1-goal advantage now for 2. Number 3 teams are lined up at center. The goaltender's in place. Jared Coro to our left for the Griffins, and Mike McKenna in the net to our right-hand side, the much-traveled Mike McKenna. Here comes Burke off the draw. Right in with a shot. Oh, and he snapped that just wide. Griffins got it back to the line. Nosek give and go. Lashoff. Now Lashoff has it. Long shot blocked. Nosek picked it up in the corner right to the goal mouth. Burke can't get a stick on it. Now near side Russo holding it in. Borneval took it away from him. And leaves the puck to Slater Cuckoo. He'll hit center. Lift it down to the Grand Rapids zone. A half minute into the third period of play.
Well, good start there. Had the pressure in the Syracuse zone. Allow them just to get the clear out in a line change. Now you've got to maintain it and get it back in there and place them with this hockey game at the other end of the ice. They've been just reacting too much here.
McElrath back in his own end with the puck and across to Russo. Rink wide, broken up momentarily by McGinn. Puck bouncing around center, controlled by Conacher, knocked away, but winds up on the stick of McGinn. He gets labeled by Matt Ford inside the line. Conacher, meanwhile, also knocked down. As the Griffins have the puck, my guess is you'll see a lot of physical play, especially out of Grand Rapids in this third period. Now they battle inside the Syracuse line. Crunch leaning into Nosek, knocked it away. Up the ice they go. Into the slot, a shot. That by Vermeen, sailed over the crossbar. Right point held in. They'll turn to another long attempt goal that misses the net. Now here's Brodeer with the puck for Syracuse. Scooped it down for Adam Ernie, who sailed it right to the goal mouth. It comes back to the right point, and Right there to play. Byron Freeze put it in behind the Griffin net.
Syracuse is able to make a change in their line and still maintain puck possession. They got another steal here.
Boy, look at this in the chant now. We want the cup. There's the puck lifted down into the Syracuse zone. Here they come. Vermeen on left wing, turning with a pass. It winds up along the far side, and it'll be Matt Ford to play it. He lifted one ahead for Hickett's. Tied up at the line, now poked away from him. Puck deflecting off a couple of sticks off to the near side. Byron Freeze scooped it in, broken up. Ford trying to come up with it at center, unable to do so. The youngster, good-looking young player, Anthony Cirelli, steers it in. Griffins playing up the far side. Callahan tied up and in goes Street to pick it up. Coming back on him was Lynch. Now puck poked away off to the side of the Syracuse net, and right there, the goaltender McKenna to reach down and cover it as Matt Ford going hard to that goal mouth. Upended, and we'll get a draw to the right side of the Syracuse goal.
A good battle with Dominic Machine as they headed to the net there, and the defenseman pushing forward out of the way after the whistle. No harm, no foul. Face off to the right of McKenna, but once again, Syracuse answering that little early onslaught by the Griffins, and again taking the play to the Grand Rapids zone. Got a change, maintain possession during a change, and continue to tilt the ice here, although the shot's now 2019 favoring the Griffins. Face off to the right of McKenna. Svechnikov in to take it against Gabriel Dumas.
We mentioned the well-traveled Mike McKenna. Remarkably, Larry, he's played in 16 different cities as a pro.
That's crazy. Well, he's found a spot here this playoff year, that is for sure.
He's been very good for them.
Excellent.
And a deadline deal trade as well, or close to it now. Puck down behind the Syracuse net. Crunch up with it, give it away at the line. Here's Lashoff. Great front skip by both Laredo and Chris Colo. Now Svechnikov with a pass in front of the net, deflected away. Moving in, Russo trying to hold it in. The Crunch, though, able to jam it free and out to center. Robbie Russo back to get it.
Now they can do a little bit of this, a little pressure, regroup off a change, get it back in, and make something happen, and get a little flow going here to get back in the game.
Griffins deflected down to that Syracuse zone to my right, where it's Corey Conacher. Remember the 2012 Norfolk Admirals Calder Cup team, MVP of those playoffs. Now look out, he gave the puck to Dodson, right in with a shot, he hit the goal post. Oh, Griffins dodged a bullet right there. Now here's Conacher with a puck again, stepped away from Nosek. Can't get around McElrath, and Dylan McElrath will play the puck and head behind his own net. Now Yanni Gord right on him. They play the puck up the middle. Bertuzzi tied up, but Nosek will pick it up for Firk on the right wing. Back to Nosek. Into the right wing circle. Able, a big hit by Dodson. Firk's got the puck. In front, score! Tyler Bertuzzi is tying it! What a pass by Marty Firk, and we're 3-3 with 16:10 to go.
Elfberg with a great pass. Who else? Tyler Bertuzzi finishing it off. But how about Tomas Nosek carrying the puck into the zone? Big number 19. Took a big hit from Dotson to make the play. Dotson got him, but the puck went free, and the Griffins cash in. We're tied back up at 3 with 16:10 to play here in period number 3 of Game 6 of the Calder Cup Final.
And you have a new all-time playoff goal-scoring kingpin in Griffins history in Tyler Bertuzzi with his 23rd. Moves one ahead of the, I guess you can say, legendary Timo Pulkkinen.
Oh, what a play by Nosek to take that. Great backhand feed by Firk. Tyler just hanging around the net. And that kid has set that new scoring record in really what amounts to be 2 seasons. Joined us just for the postseason at the end of a year and had a great run, 3 straight playoffs where he's been excellent. Building's buzzing now. Griffins have had a couple of shifts of momentum. Can they start to ride this? All tied up at 3 now.
Got the puck in their own end. Certainly look to have a little jump in that step right now as they shoot the puck to the Crunch zone. Near side, Callahan took it away in front of the street. A shot, and a stop there by McKenna. Now Tangradi gobbled up the rebound to Callahan. He's angling far side. Good pass across. Hickett's takes a look. Long shot deflected wide. Winds up far side. Byron Freeze will pick it up and chip it back into the Grand Rapids zone. Hickett's trying to fight off his man and does. Puck will be played by Turgeon, heading down behind his net. Now Turgeon away from traffic. Left to right across the line near side. In front for Campbell. It skipped right by him. Into the far corner they go, and the Crunch will play the puck. Now a pass connecting up the middle to Dumas. He goes wide right, a great move. He's cutting right in. Oh, and a chance there, and a save by Coro, and the rebound. Up into the air, and a windmill glove save by Coro to hold on with 14:57 to go here in the third. We're tied at 3.
Oh, nice stop on the initial play, the break-in, on a nice really move by Dumont to get in, and right along the ice, Jared Coro had to come up with a big save. And then the second he flopped out of the air. And another rather large octopus has hit the ice here at Van Andel Arena in the Crunch zone, and that's number 3.
Is that it? That's all we've had is 3?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe 4. And now they're all fired up about the ride the octopus is going to get back. Well, that's a good size one, too. Listen to this place.
Well, if they can't do it in Detroit, why not Grand Rapids?
I told this story before, Kays. I picked one of those things up after the 2002 Cup Finals in Detroit. I was down on the ice after the locker room celebration. I'm being honest. That smell did not come off my hands for 3 days. So those ladies have got some guts picking those things up and swirling them around, because they don't look the boiled variety. And there's lots of octopus, whatever it is, spilling out on the ice as she twirled it around. Little work being done now in the crease. Jared Coro. Oh boy, tension can't get much higher, can it?
Now, of course, you deal with the heat issue. This building getting hotter and hotter. Although it's been pretty comfortable there, all things considered, it doesn't seem as hot as it was in games 1 and 2.
I can really feel the difference in the heat down here from the first 2 periods down at ice level, Kays. It's really warm.
Feel it up here as well. So that, of course, could affect the ice conditions. Now play back underway. Fans getting the "We Want the Cup" chant going again.
Maybe get the boys fired up with it, because they're going to ride off that energy.
Syracuse back in their own end. A pass ahead, center ice to Yanni Gord. To McGinn. Look out to Conacher. Right in with a shot, and Coro got a piece of that. Now the Griffins moving ahead to Ford. He's got a man in the middle, Colin Campbell. He goes wide left. Pulls up inside the line to Ford. With a circular shot, and it's blocked by the defenseman Cuckoo. Ford got it back though. High slot to Peach. Now to Hicketts with a drive blocked, and that hurts. Hicketts got it back in front. Oh, what a save by McKenna!
Oh my goodness, what a save!
A huge stop by Mike McKenna. That would be, to this point, the save of the series, as McKenna absolutely robs Matt Ford in the one-timer from the left circle.
Ford just stepped by me. When those of you in the building can see it on the replay over on WXSP or AHL Live. He gave a great push to McKenna, and again, he's got that glove on the opposite head of most goaltenders. And it was a good thing on that one, as he got great push from his left to right, reached out and just robbed Ford on a one-timer. Case Matt just skated by me about a foot away, and he's just rolling his eyes. Can't believe that didn't go. Van Andel Arena's rocking now.
Svechnikov up with Laredo and Chris Colo now. Face off, lays it among skates. Laredo tried to get it back to the line, fanned on it, and the Crunch will take it away. They poke it to the Griffins line. Puck bouncing around there. Play by Chris Colo. To Hicketts. He'll scoop it up the right wing glass into the Crunch zone to my right. Brodeur left the puck there. Played away but not out. Laredo turns left point now. Nathan Peach will feather it around behind the goal. Brodeur, who he put it right in front of his own net. Played by Thomas. They send it up the far side. Not out. Second try. They'll clear it though. With 13:38 left in a 3-3 tie.
Yeah, suddenly now the Griffins bring in the pressure, though, and Syracuse seems to be doing more reacting. See if they can maintain it. 13:30 to go.
Now the Crunch with it, a pass on right wing. Hearing footsteps, though, was Byron Fraze, and the puck will carry him into the Griffins' end. Played by Lashoff to Burke. Now good feed across to Bertuzzi across the line. Here's Bertuzzi tied up, muscles in behind the net. One-handed it back to the line to Lashoff. Across to Russo. High slot, Bertuzzi, a shot. He drove that one over the crossbar. And Vermeen will pick it up and poke it up the far side as Lashoff was stepping in there.
Boy, he did his best Nick Cronwell.
Here's Bertuzzi now back in. Wide left, knocked down. Puck played by Syracuse. And they'll lift it high back to the Griffins line where McElrath will go get it. Now Chopped it out to center. Cuckoo with no options, just tapped it inside the Griffin line, played by Nosek. He hits center and dumped it in. Griffins will make a change here with 12:34 to go. 3-3 tie. Game 6, Calder Cup Finals. Now look out, Griffins give it away in front, and a big save by Coro. Oh, what a disaster that might have been, but Bornabal gets robbed by Coro.
Got it up just in the right shoulder and barely.
Now they hold it in again, but McElrath hammered his man Dumas, who's slow in getting up. Here come the Griffins, 3-on-2. Callahan right in with a shot, he missed it up, Tank ready for the rebound. And they get in front of that one. Now in front street with a shot, and that one goes fluttering into the far corner. Wow. And the Crunch will pick it up and clear it all the way down. This will be an icing call.
This place is going to light right up. Listen to this. Wow. Oh, a couple of great chances there. Cali did not miss by a lot. Griffins all around, they have finally turned the momentum that Syracuse has controlled much of the second period, almost all of it in fact, and the Griffins now turning it here in the third. 11:51 to play, at least in regulation, 3-3 tie, Game 6 Calder Cup Finals.
Griffins steal the puck on an errant pass, but a shot by Svechnikov hit the linesman. Crunch now dump it all the way down. This will be should have been icing, but they say it hit the goaltender Coro.
Yeah, it's one of those crazy bouncing pucks, and now they're saying it hit the netting, and that's why they're blowing the whistle the second time.
Well, they should have called icing, and the Griffins are very upset, and they ought to be, because that puck did not hit Corollary from our vantage point up here.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from here. The linesman seems to be pointing out that was the case. Timeout on the ice. Why don't we take one as well? 11:37 to play in regulation, that is. Griffins and Crunch tied at 3 in Game 6 of the Calder Cup Finals. Griffs that close to wrapping it up. Back with more in a moment on ESPN 961, WXSP, and Sirius XM.
Bob Canes and Larry Figursky back again here inside of a building that has really come alive. Not that it wasn't before, but the decibels are being tested now on the machine.
Well, Crunch did such a great job of taking the plate of the Griffins, taking the crowd out of this game.
Look at Cal Criscolo hustling down the ice to avoid what would have been an icing call. Left corner they go. Criscolo was the hero of the third and decisive game in the opening round series. The Griffins steal the puck right in front. Oh, and a chance there for Laredo. Broke his stick in half. Now Matthew Pekka back the other way, trying to split the Griffin defense, unable to do so, and the puck slithers into the goal mouth, covered by Jared Coro. What a great play there. Would have been an icing call, but Criscolo, he came flying up the ice and beat them to it. And eventually the Griffins got a good scoring chance out of all of it.
Gets a fist bump from Mitch Callahan just to my right as he gets on the bench here. Evgeny Svechnikov giving him a good job, tap on the helmet there. That brings it all the way down. He's been great, those wheels, man. Kyle Criscolo has had a great rookie season here in Grand Rapids.
Johnny Gord back out with Conacher, and time again. What an awfully good line that has been. Of course, anytime you play with Corey Conacher.
Yeah. No. He's been so good this postseason.
Larry Figursky'd probably score a goal or two with Conacher on his line.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here's Ford now for Grand Rapids into the Syracuse zone. Long shot block. Lines up in the near corner to our right. Pulled free by Turgeon. Down behind to Campbell to Ford. Ford tried to backhand it in front, knocked away. Now they put it in front. Here's a chance side of that net, and McKenna knocked it down. Now Colin Campbell with a puck into the corner. He went, made a move, lost it while doing so, and Jake Dotson will handle it now for Syracuse. And drop it off to Slater Cuckoo across the line to McGinn. Pulls up inside the line. Now lifted one towards the goal. Hit his teammate Yanni Gord. McGinn got the puck back though along the left wing. In behind to Gord. It gets by him down to the far corner. Picked up there by Matthew Pekka. Actually, that's Vermeen. Now puck played by Nosek with a pass. Deflected, held in right point. Ben Thomas, he scaled it around behind the net, played by McElrath to Furk. He tipped it ahead for Nosek. Knocked off his stick, but Furk follows. He'll feed on left wing to Bertuzzi into the zone. Now Bertuzzi dumped it in. He and Brodeur, the big defenseman, colliding along the end boards and cancel each other out. Now the Crunch with a puck and a pass, blocked by Furk. Crunch get it back, and here's, oh, that's an offside, absolutely. One linesman across the way, waved it off, and now we got Brodeur taking Bertuzzi down along the side of the Griffin net.
I think Bert was going to send him a little message too, and the big guy gave him a shoulder and knocked him down. 9:46 to play in regulation. Griffins and Crunch tied at 3 apiece. Syracuse needs a win to force Game 7. Grand Rapids a win to take it all. Back with more in a moment on ESPN 961. Sirius XM and tonight on WXST TV and GR.
We are back again inside Van Andel Arena. An absolute dandy now coming your way. 3-3 tie, Game 6. Griffins win. They have the cup for the second time in 5 years. Syracuse wins, and we play a 7th game tomorrow night back here. Crunch right now with the puck in the Griffins' end. Bornabal on the right wing corner. Off to our left. Knocked down. Still has the puck back up. Tied up by Lashoff. They go into the far corner now as Street trying to jump in. Puck squirted free. Tangradi will poke it back behind the goal. Russo in after it there. What a job of the forecheck and pressuring the Griffin defense by the Crunch in this hockey game.
They've been excellent.
Now the Griffins with it at center. They can't find the handle on it though. Now Tangradi will pick it up and backhand it in, allowing the Griffins to complete a line change. 8:50 to go in regulation. 3-3 score. Griffins goals, Bertuzzi, Callahan, Ford. 3 times the Crunch have led. All 3 times the Griffins came back to tie. Now look out, and the puck right in front of the net. What a chance for Syracuse. And Jared Coro, point blank, comes up with a gigantic save. I think that's Yanni Gord bidding for the hat trick there.
Yes, it was.
That puck just deflected off his skate, went into the right pad of Coro, who somehow held his ground there, Larry.
Yeah, this big, strong guy at 6'6". That's hard because Yanni Gord, and rightfully so, was going to poke at that puck along the pad, see if he could get it under before they blew a whistle that Jared had control of it. And the big guy was able to hold that big right pad down and out. So long enough, at least for the whistle to go and prevent Gord from poking in the hat trick and go-ahead goal and what may have been the game winner. Jared gave one away here tonight, but he's come up with some big saves as well. 8:38 to play in regulation of period 3, Game 6.
Now the Crunch seem to have somewhat weathered the storm, Larry, after the Griffins tied the game, and for the first time they then used that to take control for several minutes. Unlike their previous game-tying goals. Now look out, Crunch got the puck in the draw, and a wrap-around attempt by Cirelli, stopped by Coro. They get it back to the line. Long shot, blocker save, Coro. Now Machine sends it in deep. Played to the near side by Matthew Pekka, tied up by Chris Colo as they go to the near boards down in the corner. Svechnikov and Pekka bumping one another as Chris Colo still down. Pekka jammed the puck loose. Now they work it in behind Cirelli right in front. The puck rolling around and finally picked up by Svechnikov.
Well, the Griffins fans cheering, just getting the pressure out of the Grand Rapids zone. It's been all Syracuse. Here they come again on a change.
Well, they have to play desperate, no doubt, because it's a 7th game for them.
Yeah.
Now here's Russo with the puck in his own zone. Up the left wing, chipped out to center by Laredo. 7:38 left. Regulation time, 3-3 tie. Now Macarat will drop the puck behind his own net, but offensive partner Robbie Russo. He cruises to center, dumped it in. That'll bounce right to the goal. McKenna will scoop it up and take no chances, holding on. As Russo goes off, and he'll be replaced by Macarat's usual defensive partner, Dan Renat.
Well, they certainly will want to take some chances. This game's there for the picking for them. They certainly have to have it. At the same time, they can't take chances and give away. As long as they don't give one up, they're still alive. So it's an interesting scenario how both teams look at this. But this game, you don't want to say that we're in overtime yet, but you just get the feeling that we are the way the night's gone.
How about the home? We've talked about this throughout the playoffs, Larry. The home record for these two teams, a combined 20-1. Syracuse 11-1, the Griffins 9-0 thus far in this 2017 Calder Cup playoff.
And the Crunch cannot let the Griffins get to 10-0 or it's over.
Griffins winning a draw. Lashoff gives it to Burke. He'll tee up and fire, score! Marty Burke! And this place is absolutely delirious! It is 4-3 Grand Rapids with 7:19 remaining.
boy, he just wound up and let that baby go. And the big shot we talked about so many times, it does great things. Sometimes you get a rebound, sometimes it goes flying off, and this one just went upper corner right side. And Marty Burke's big blast has somehow snuck in and given the Griffins a 4-3 lead and leaves them 7 minutes and 19 seconds away from a Calder Cup championship.
Well, thank goodness, Larry, that the Carolina Hurricanes saw no use for Marty Burke after they claimed him off waivers.
No kidding. And McKenna's been so good, Kays, and we watched the replay in the building here. He never saw the shot. Had two bodies, one Griffin, one crunch. Tomas Nosek was out in front of him. Matthew Brodeur, who's a big body, was right with him, and that impeded the vision. And on the replay in the big screen, the people on TV could see on WXSP and AHL Live, he could not see that shot. Looked to the right of him, and then the puck came in on the left side. Now here we go, 7:15 away.
Here come the Crunch back in. Ernie, a shot from the left side, missed the net. That's the line. Dodson to play it across to the near side to Kuku, and a good move away from Callahan right in front. A chance. Oh, and that one I think might have gone off Coro. It winds up along the far side, and the Crunch have control of it again. Right circle freeze, a shot save, rebound, another attempt, and that one by Kuku missed the goal. Oh, the Crunch right back in, applying the pressure. Now it's Vermeen back to the line to Dodson. Long shot deflected wide. Fans going crazy here as Callahan will launch it all the way down to alleviate for the time being the pressure. Icing the call against Grand Rapids.
Oh, Syracuse, I'm telling you, if they don't win this game, if you're a Crunch fan or you're with the Syracuse team, you look at how they played in this building. The Griffins unbeaten here all playoff year. But in game one, they played a great game, and they could have won game one. In game two, they played a really good game and could have won. Maybe, at least if you want to look at how the first overtime went, should have won that game. And they've come in here and played a great game. They have dictated the pace much of the evening to the Griffins, yet they find themselves down one and without a win here in GR yet. 6:30 to go.
Puck is down in the Syracuse zone, and the Crunch right back in. They shoot it in near corner. Griffin Street has it. Turns and sends it up the boards and out. Crunch coughed it up at the line. Here's Street now on the move. Leans in to Gord and wings it in behind the Syracuse net.
Real quick changes for the Griffins. They're just going to dump a turnover.
Give it away for it. Oh, and a great play by Tayermina. They coughed one up in the high slot. And Ford pulled the trigger, and as he did, Tayermina put a stick down and deflected that one out of play.
Great sight being down here at ice level, Kays, and just looking at the people all behind as he picked up that pass in the slot. Everyone was standing up. This place would have exploded with what they would have thought was a clincher here. 4-3, 6:02 to play. Griffins 6 minutes and 2 seconds away from a Calder Cup championship, and the first ever celebrated in downtown Grand Rapids. Face off to the right of McKenna.
Puck played by the Crunch. Machine rolled it up the boards, held in. Svechnikov a move, tied up, puck poked away to center. Matt Laredo belted hard by Lynch as he lifted the puck up over the boards and out of play.
Boy, Lynch caught him with an elbow pretty good there. I'll tell you, Eric, pardon me, I'm thinking of the GBSU star, Kevin Lynch, the Michigan Wolverine, has had a great series as well. 5:48 to go, back with more in a moment. The Back Griffins playoff hockey, Game 6 on ESPN 961, Sirius XM at WXSP TV.
Welcome again to Van Andel Arena. You can't tell these fans anticipated these last couple of days, and really for that matter, the last several months. They can recognize, this city knows it's hockey. They recognize the Griffins are going to be a team that could make a long run in the playoffs and bring home another Calder Cup. The anticipation today heading into this game, my goodness.
Yeah, you can cut the tension down here now. It is, big race for the icing call. Nice job by the 34-year-old captain, Nathan Page, showing the wheels.
Up there ahead of the youngster, one of the many Syracuse players we've been so impressed with, Adam Ernie. Big kid with good wheels. Speaking of good wheels, Adam Ernie can skate real well. 6 foot, 215 pounds, second-round pick.
Of all the guys here, Case, he's the guy I could see really playing. I mean, he just got the perfect everything for it. He was good. We saw him play with the Lightning against the Red Wings this year. We mentioned had a Little scuffle with Andreas Athanasiou in Detroit this season.
26 games with Tampa Bay.
Good player.
3 goals. Is the action back underway? 5.5 minutes remaining. 4-3. Grand Rapids on top. Here's Jake Dotson right in front of his zone net, away from Criscolo.
Oh, a couple picks on Criscolo they got away with.
They're not going to call that, though, in the regular season they would have. Now, here comes Vermeen in with a shot, and a tough save there for Coro as he kind of fluttered that thing, I think, in a direction that Coro wasn't anticipating, Larry, and he had to reach back with the Tramper to grab that one and hold on.
Yeah, it wasn't like his vision was impeded all the way, but the leg of the Griffins defenseman was down in front of the shot, so I'm assuming he didn't pick that up until it cleared the leg out in front of him. So might not be a lot of distance, but that's a foot or so off the stick before he sees it. And he had to reach back. Left-handed shot fading to the right side of the ice. Jared snagged it with a trapper. 5:16 to go. Griffins up 4-3 in Game 6 of the Calder Cup Finals.
Turgeon on the draw. Won it. Renupto lost it to skates. Crunch pick it up. Good recovery by Renupto. Reach in, jam the puck from Conacher. He'll chase it down in the corner, drop it off to McGinn. He put it right to the goal mouth. Steered aside by Coro. Now they get it back to the line, but picked off by Campbell. He'll clear it with under 5 minutes left. At center, broken up and shot in by Conacher behind the net. Griffins will rip it up the near side, and Grand Rapids trying to get a hold of it, unable to do so. And Syracuse again shooting it in. They'll go for the change. Griffins have the puck, time and space, and Campbell will take a pass at center, hit the red line, and dump it in.
Pretty quick shifts for the Griffins. They're going to do it. Make Syracuse go 200 feet here. Nice forecheck by Tomasz Nosek.
Now Cuckoo back in his own zone. Up the middle with a pass. Matthew Pekka chipped it down to the Griffins' end.
Ooh.
Right corner they go. There's the puck jam free. Firk, good play to get the puck to Russo. Tied up, though. They take it away right in front of backhand attempt block. Cuckoo's got the puck at the left point, spinning with Nosek all over him. He'll deliver the puck to Brodeur, holds it in. Now sweeps it in behind the net. Played there by the Crunch. They take a look. Angle off to the far side. Still have it. Good puck play by Cirelli, who sends one towards the goal. That deflected down to the near corner. Now Bertuzzi with a pair. Crunch right on him. Griffins came up with it. Give it away. Cirelli a shot blocked. Now Cuckoo's got it. He'll angle into the high slot with it. Poked it off to the far side. Griffins trying to clear it, and they finally do. Boy, what pressure by Syracuse.
They have played an amazing game here tonight.
And now Nosek with it. Dumped it in. 3.5 minutes to go.
And they got a broken stick out of the blue line. Now it's getting shoveled into the Syracuse zone. Great pressure by, though. Who else? Colin Campbell forcing.
Here come the Crunch again. Yanni Gord on left wing. Taormina cuts in with a shot. Oh, and just getting a piece of that was Coro. Puck lays free, far corner to our left. Now Turgeon trying to get at it, knocked away. Still in among several pairs of skates, picked up by Dan Renat. He'll play the puck to Turgeon, and he clears it out of there with under 3 minutes remaining in regulation. 4-3 Griffins. Now Conacher right back in, left side with a pass to McGinn behind the net. Time again with a centering feed. They poke away, and Coro's got it covered. And that will stop the play with 2:45 remaining in regulation time.
Boy, and I think that scored again. It was down there, and he had a good opportunity on the far side post. For those of you on the radio dial, left end of the ice. It was sitting there in the corner. Jared Coro just got the trapper down to pin it out by the post. Gordon was poking away, and that was that close to tying it back up. 28-26 shots for Syracuse. 4-3 the goals for the Griffins. 2 minutes and 45 seconds away from a Calder Cup championship.
Both teams taking their time making changes here.
Oh, most everybody. Well, most everybody. Looking in the lower bowl, almost everybody's up on their feet. Oh, get out the Pepto-Bismol, baby. It's going to be a rough ride here for 2.5 minutes.
Gabriel Dumas, one of a pair of former Montreal Canadiens, in to take the draw with Tomasz Nosek. Left side of Coro. They win the faceoff. Crunch get it back. Thomas a shot, and that one, they didn't get much on it. Griffins pick it up and flip one out to center. Thomas will play it there. Now across to Slater Cuckoo. Knocked down by Tangradi. He's on top of the puck. In goes Tangradi, though, to dig it free. And he'll sweep it behind the net with 2:24 to go.
Well, we'll watch the communication. There's some chatting going on to the Syracuse bench now. When are we going to pull the goaltender, McKenna?
Here's a pass up the middle that failed to connect. Peach will lift it back the other way. Campbell trying to get at it. Could not. Crunch with numbers back in. Duma knocked down. Great play there by Dylan McElrath again. Puck's at center. Here come the Crunch again. Byron Fraser on left wing. A shot and an easy save of the rebound. Right in front. Look out, Tiermina. A shot knocked down. And Ford will chip it up the near side and out to center with 1:51 to go.
Now the goaltender McKenna taking a look at the bench. As soon as Syracuse gets it in, that may be going in. Here he goes.
Puck bounced over McElrath. Right in with a shot and a great save by Coro. Puck ripped around the boards and it winds up back at center ice. The goal to our right is empty. 1:33 to go. The puck shot in. They're going to call icing on Syracuse here. Is it icing or offside? But the play is stopped with 1:31 left.
Well, they're taking it out to center ice, so I'm not sure what it was, but... Well. 1:31 away from what could be the biggest celebration in West Michigan hockey history. Still 91 seconds to get through against a team that has been bringing it at them all night long. Goaltender McKenna back in the net. Sorry,
I was going to say, McKenna back in. He's right in the slot, anticipating a Crunch thrust into that Griffin zone again. They pop the puck, and Syracuse has it. Here's Tiermina. Shoots it in. Coro blocked it off to the near side, and we get another stop, and I think the Crunch might have made a premature change. The player jumped on too quick to replace the goaltender McKenna. I believe that's going to be the call.
Yes, I believe it is.
With 1:24 to go, they'll bring that face off again to center ice.
Oh, a little more time off the clock. Oh, the anticipation. I said the lower bowl was standing. Well, now the upper bowl is standing as well. 11,000 Griffin faithful on their feet. We hope you are at home as well. 1:22 away.
Puck is in the Griffins' end off the draw. Near corner they go. The netminer McKenna's back to the bench, and the net to our right empty. Crunch have got the puck in a pass, deflecting back to the line, held in by Tiermina. Right side shot blocked. Johnny Gord got it back, right back in front. Now Fraser shot, big save by Coro again. Down to 1 minute to go. The puck loose in the slot. Here's Nosek with it to Tangradi with an empty net. Hits the blue line. Tangradi's shot, he missed the goal. It winds up on the near side with 50 seconds remaining. Now a pass at center. Conacher tees it up and dumps it back in. Coro out of his goal to play it. Sends it around the boards. Tangradi can't get it. 40 seconds to go. Here's Portable behind the net. A pass in front. Fraser shot blocked. Picked up by Tiermina. Back to Fraser for a drive. Another save. Puck picked up by Matt Ford. And he'll lift it up the boards and out with 25 seconds to go. Crunch dumped it back to the line. Broken up. 20 seconds remaining and an offside called against Syracuse.
Offside called. Frey's got a good uppercut shot in on Tomas Nosek on the boards. Tomas returned the favor. Big Octopi has hit the ice. That's number 4 or 5 tonight. 11,000 on their feet. Faceoffs coming out over the Grand Rapids blue line on the offside call, and there are just 20 ticks left on the clock. And we'll get a timeout as suspected. This will be on the Syracuse side. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at Van Andel Arena.
Boy, how do you keep your composure here, Larry?
I know, very, very difficult.
30-26, the shots for Syracuse in this third period. For the game, I should say. In this third period, 11.
Now both teams huddled around. Ben Simon talking the defense with Todd Nelson's crew there. He's got everybody huddled in on his side. The other way, the Crunch trying to work a play off that far side blue line, or near side, pardon me, from your side of the ice. It looks like they're trying to rim it around and get to it, but there's not a lot of time doing that. got to win a draw here in a clear, and the Griffins can pretty much wrap this thing up. Well, what a thrilling ride it has been this season. Most of it's been good. Lots of peaks, very few valleys. They've bounced back when they have found those valleys. And they had a big one in Game 5 and have bounced back here tonight, although the Crunch have played an incredibly good game.
Well, much like their opponent Syracuse, they were missing players down the stretch on recall to injury, as well as injury, but both teams, once they got everybody back, started clicking right away, and here they are. Griffins win the face-off. Nosek took a shot. That one deflected down the ice. There will not be an icing.
Yeah, it was Joe Conacher thought it was an icing. He held up on it.
And we're down to 11 seconds to go. Here's Borneval across the line. Lynch trying to cut in. Loose in front. Oh, big save, Coro. 3 seconds to go. Puck free behind the net. We are done. It took 17 seasons to claim their first hockey title. Just 4 years later, the Grand Rapids Griffins are winners of the 81st Calder Cup. Twice in 5 seasons, they are the best of the 30-team American Hockey League.
And for the first time in Grand Rapids, 67 years after the dawn of professional hockey in this season, from the Rockets in 1950 to the Owls of the late 70s, and now for the last 21 years, the Grand Rapids Griffins, finally a chance for the city of Grand Rapids to celebrate. They are doing so now, and in a few short moments, for the first time ever, we will hoist a cup right here on the ice at Van Andel Arena. What a scene right now in downtown GR.
And out comes the staff. Brad Thompson, John Bernal, the coaches, Todd Nelson. How good do you feel for him? 6th full season as a head coach.
Yep.
4 in Oklahoma City. Of course, one of the 5 that he was there, he was summoned by their parent team, the Edmonton Oilers. Afterwards, he winds up in Grand Rapids. What a godsend he has been to this organization. The original Griffin, the first player signed, and he finally has his first Calder Cup as a head coach in the American Hockey League. Incredible.
Well, what, third guy now, Cage, to do it as a player, an assistant coach, and now a head coach. The first player signed in the history of this franchise becomes the first head coach to lead their team to a championship at home. And for the second time in 5 years, we are Calder Cup champions. The celebration has continued down on the ice. The Griffins finally beginning to pull away from that group now. The Crunch very respectfully allowing the Griffins to celebrate. And now the two teams will head to center ice for the handshake. One of the great moments in hockey. Two teams that really battled hard. Nathan Page, the captain, leading the way. Be interesting to watch the reaction some of these guys give to each other, especially Tyler Bertuzzi and some of the battles he had with these Syracuse Crunch players. What an incredibly fun and hard-fought series.
You know, there are so many of those battles within the game all throughout the series. It's so hard. There are certain battles that you watch. You know, you think of Robbie Russo and Corey Conacher. You think of McElrath and Conacher. You think everybody in Conacher. He was in the middle of it all. What a tremendous hockey player he is. And,
he was.
You know, you want to watch the line, Larry, and watch some of those matchups as they come together, and the reaction, it's always heartfelt, the handshake, and many time a hug. There is nothing grander than this spectacle here, the handshake line after an incredibly hard-fought 6 games. For the second time in 5 years, the Griffins have beaten the Syracuse Crunch. You know, you feel for their fans, yep. Larry. They have such a loyal and tremendous following. We've been fortunate to experience that atmosphere, that environment 2 times in 5 years. And, you know, I hope someday, as long as the Griffins aren't in that Calder Cup final, that the Syracuse Crunch, if there's a team I root for and a city I root for, Syracuse is it right now.
Yep.
But the fact is, they've been to the Calder Cup finals twice in the last 5 years, and now several of the Griffins players have finished the handshake line.
Yep.
Now they're with the arms raised, getting the crowd all revved up again. Not that they need to be implored to do so. This place, as you said, Larry, this is hockey history. Never, ever has a hockey championship been staged in this building by a Grand Rapids team that comes away victorious.
Well, you'll have to pardon me for a second, Case. I've got to do some TV responsibility. I'll be back with you shortly.
All right, and we also are going to cut away. We'll let you know we're going to break for about 4 or 5 minutes here. And when we come back, I'm heading down to ice level to hopefully our equipment will work and we'll have interviews down in the middle of it all. So Dan DeVos, owner of the Grand Rapids Griffins, now has 2 championships. Todd Nelson has his first Calder Cup title as a head coach. Nathan Page, 5 years here, has played nearly 80 playoff games in those 5 seasons. Incredible. Absolutely incredible how many postseason games that several of these Griffins have played in a short span. Think about that. Almost 80 games in 5 years. That's an average of, what, 16, 17 a year beyond the regular season. You're talking 90-plus games a year over and above the 76 you play in the regular season. And the Calder Cup now being brought out to center ice. We will listen in to Eric Zane.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and here we
please
go.
welcome to the ice, American Hockey League President and CEO, Mr. David Andrews.
What a terrific hockey game tonight. How's everybody's heart rate? On behalf of the players from both teams, I want to thank you here in Grand Rapids for your fantastic support of these Calder Cup playoffs. And I also want to extend our thanks to the fans in Syracuse who supported us with sold-out games and led us to what is now, in the 81-year history of the American Hockey League, this is the leading season ever for Calder Cup playoff attendance, and we thank you. I would like to congratulate the Syracuse Crunch on a hard-fought Calder Cup Finals, a terrific Eastern Conference Championship, a very deserving team. At this time, I'll call on Executive Vice President of the American Hockey League, Mike Murray, to join me for the presentation of the Jack Butterfield Trophy to the most valuable player of the American Hockey League Calder Cup playoffs. The most valuable player of this year's Calder Cup playoffs, number 39, Tyler Bertuzzi.
Mr. Playoff, no doubt about it. What that kid has done is absolutely remarkable. His 23rd goal of the year for the playoffs tonight, all-time record in franchise lore. And what is he? Still 22 years old? My goodness. And he is mobbed by his teammates. And now the best forthcoming.
To the Grand Rapids Griffins, Dan DeVos, David Van Andel, the entire organization, thank you for all that you have done for hockey in this community. We're very proud to have this city in our league. To Ken Holland, Ryan Martin, Coach Nelson, the entire group, a wonderful season. Congratulations. Nathan Page, come forward and accept the Calder Cup trophy.
Boy, how awesome is this? posing with Dave Andrews. You're going to hear a gigantic roar right about now. There it is. Nathan Page with the cup hoisted high above his head, hands it off to Matt Ford. We're going to take about a 4 to 5 minute break. Don't go anywhere. Hoping that we will have post-game reaction from down below as yours truly heading down there to chat with as many as we can on this glorious night here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 4-3 the final. The American Hockey League season is done, and your Grand Rapids Griffins are champions of the Calder Cup. More from Van Andel Arena coming your way in about 5 minutes from now.